Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin this video by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bracha, Kodash, the Bonds to the Apostles and Elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Lord's elect, starting with the 144,000. This is a Ratazah from the Great Millstone GMS Atlanta camp. All right. And got another video. I want to hit this article with this recent headline dealing with Trump in Iran. All right. This is from a website called the Kenya Times. And you see the title there. It says, Trump ready to topple another world leader. And yeah, you see the images there. Then you jump down. It says President Donald Trump has suggested that regime change in Iran, quote, would be the best thing that could happen, end quote, amid heightened U.S. military activity in the Middle East. It says Trump made the remarks on February 13th while addressing reporters after his speech to military families at Fort Bragg, before which he had announced the redeployment of a second aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford. So, yeah, recently, which I believe today is, February the 17th. So this happened a couple days ago. Yeah, there's been a lot of talks and a lot of tension between America and Iran. There's, threats and rumors of Trump wanting to invade Iran. There's been a thing that we've always spoke about through the spirit, prophesied that once America goes into Iran, it's a wrap, right? Because Iran is a major key in end time prophecy. They mentioned in the book of Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, which I may read a little bit of that. And we know that Russia, which is a opposition of America, is a ally of Iran. And as the scriptures say, that Gog and Magog would be a guard to them. So, basically the Middle East is basically a hotbed for judgment. It's a hotbed for prophecy. The tensions are constantly rising. There's always threats being thrown around and rumors being thrown around. But that's the scriptures, right? The scriptures say that there will be wars, rumors of wars, and how in 1 year, matter of fact, let me get that. I forget where it's at. I know it's in Jeremiah. I know it says the word rumor in the verse. Is it Jeremiah 49 or Jeremiah 50? Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, Jeremiah 51 in verse 46, showing you that the same thing was going on back in the ancient times. All right, Jeremiah 51 and 46, it says, unless your heart faint, meaning your mind, and ye hear of fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land, a rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor, and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. Right? So even going back to the title of the article, it says Trump, what does it say? He sets his eye on toppling another ruler or something like that. Yeah, Trump ready to topple another world leader. All right, and these are supposedly two world leaders or two rulers. And there's rumors about how he wants to go into Iran, and basically go to war. All right, so we in that time of the nations gearing up for battle, pursuing the Joel, the 3rd chapter. All right, the spirit or the Lord is raising up the Gentiles, or the natural Gentiles, which are the other nations, to get ready to, go to war. All right. So we know that Iran, as I mentioned earlier, plays a pivotal role in prophecy, because that's going to get the Russians involved. And it's going to pop off Ezekiel, the 30th chapter. All right. Because the Persians, or the Iranians, all right, which is Iran, are going to be with Russia when they come against America, and also the land of Israel. This is Ezekiel 38 and I start at the top. Ezekiel 38:1, it says, "In the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal." And we go into the land of Magog, pardon me, the land of Magog today would be Russia. Okay, we look at an ancient map where Magog was. You can look it up. That would be modern day Russia. So that's how we can make the correlation. And it says, and I believe Meshech and Tubal, I believe that's is that modern day Turkey? Or that land region over there? So they're basically over that land. All right. It says verse 4, it says, "And I will turn thee back and put thee hooks into thy jaws." And put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth. Meaning the Lord's going to turn the Russians back to the old Soviet Union, which the Soviet Union was the reason why Esau created, I believe it was NATO. All right, they created NATO to basically rival the Soviet Union because the Soviet Union was too powerful, or was looked at as too powerful. So they wanted to try to combat that, and they formed NATO. All right, which NATO is the beast. Okay, and then you got the beast you read about in Revelation, the book of Revelation. The beast would be NATO, and then the 10 horns on the beast is the European Union, or the EU. At one point, it was called the EEC. All right. So it goes on. It says, verse 4, it says, "And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company of with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords." Right. So this is basically the Russian military getting ready to go to battle, and the Lord's going to have it to where other nations are going to be with them. And it lists some of the names of those nations in verse 5 on down. All right, it says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. See that? And the Persians is Iran today. Okay, the Persians or the Iranians. So that's Iran. All right. So it says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. See that? So yeah, they're gonna be deep. A lot of soldiers. It says, "Be thou prepared, and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them." See that? So that's why we're watching, because Iran is an ally of Russia, and Russia is a guard unto them. As it says with Gog and Magog would be a guard to, as it says, Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, Gomer, and so forth. All right, so this is another how would you say, another step towards this prophecy coming to pass. All right, then it goes on. It says, "After many days shalt thou be visited, in the latter years that shall come into the land that is brought back from the sword." Right, it's talking about in this time, all right, the end times. That's why it says in the latter years. And the land that is brought back by the sword is the land of Israel. It says, "And is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them." Right, because eventually when we establish and we get the land back, all right, when I say we, I'm talking about the real Israelites, Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. All right, after we get the heathens out of there, and that land, well, first the land has to be nuked. Okay, Russia and these nations are going to nuke that land, the land of Israel, and they're also going to nuke America. But the difference is America is not going to be rebuilt. Okay, it's going to be just a complete desert. But the land of Israel is going to be rebuilt, and that's going to essentially be the hub of the kingdom of heaven. And that's when we're going to dwell safely after we're established and set back up, all right, in that land. It says, thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands and many people with thee. Right, so they're going to be coming against the land of Israel. All right, it says, thus saith the Lord power, it shall come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, which is talking about, that's referring to America. It says, and I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. Right, so America, Babylon the Great, is basically wide open. It can be invaded at any time. It's only a matter of time before it happens, where this place is going to be totally decimated by nuclear missiles. And this is just all a part of the setup, man. Okay, Trump, which he pretty much lied to his supporters and voters. He said, "Nah, we're not going to start any new wars. We're going to end all wars." Here this nigga is. Every time you turn around, it's a damn new war. A new war that he's starting, man. See? So yeah, Trump could very well be the last president, and the end could very well come during his presidency. And hell, we hope so. All right, because he's doing all the right things. He's pushing the envelope. He's putting hell on Jake. He's coming down with great wrath with ICE, and it's only just starting. It's going to get worse. Maybe that's a topic for another video, but I saw that ICE purchased was like 90,000 something acres of land to put up some concentration camps or something like that. Can't remember if that's the right number, but it's going down, man. Right? Trump is turning up the heat, and he's getting America into more and more wars, which essentially is all a buildup to World War III. So he keep poking at Iran and messing around in the Middle East. All right, that's going to trigger the third world war to happen, which is all biblical prophecy anyway. All right, so yeah, I just want to hit a couple of points. Going to Ezekiel 38 a little bit. When I saw that, this article the brother put in the chat, I said, yeah, this is the build up to Ezekiel 38. We know the apostles, the elders always said that, or have been saying that, how America they keep messing with and poking at Iran. All right, it's gonna wake up that bear. All right, that those are Russians. So yeah, man, it's all prophecy, man. So with that, that's when like I said, keep it short. Hit a couple points, couple of scriptures. All right, Lord willing, you was edified by this video, and it's on to the next one. Shalom.